All right, so we're going to do some work with the scalenes today. Hi, I'm Carol. This is Erin. And yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of work. Erin loves her scalenes work done. So first we're gonna start with little stretches just to see how tight they feel. And hers tend to be very tight. So the scalene is a group right in through here. The anterior scalene starts about C3 to C6, the TVPs. The middle scalene is about C2 to C7. And the posterior scalene is C6 to C7, and it's on the side of those TVPs. And then the first two, so the anterior and the middle, they come down here to that first rib, and you can sometimes feel that first rib right there. Yeah, that's about where it's at. They'll make that face. And the posterior one is on the second rib, so it's a little bit longer in that area. All right. These guys will laterally flex the same side. So this means they're contracted. They're going to be shortened. This will lengthen them out. So if you have a client that has issues with lateral flexion, sometimes the scalenes will be the culprit. They also rotate the head and neck to the opposite direction. So in rotation, you're going to want to check out the scalenes as well. The anterior scalene flexes the neck, and all of them help with inhalation. So any muscles that are involved with inhalation is something you want to check out if they have shallow breathing or any kind of like pain when taking a deep breath. Oftentimes the deep breath, if that's felt in the back, those will be the intercostals, but the scalenes, they're not really supposed to help too much with inhalation or any kind of respiration. But when we stop breathing with our diaphragm and we start shallow breathing more in our chest, the scalenes will become overworked and over tight. So I'll do a nice little stretch here. Is that feeling okay? Mm-hmm. All right, and so I'm going to put her into a stretch. And I'll have you turn your head that way. We're just going to start at the insertions and doing a little bit of friction here. So I'm just under the clavicle, frictioning on those insertions for the scalenes. You want to be nice and gentle here because this can be really tender for your client. How's that feeling?
Tight.
Sometimes you'll find trigger points in this area too. Right there, how's that feel?
Like a trigger point.
Okay. Are you feeling that's shooting somewhere else at all?
Yeah, to my shoulder.
All right. We're just going to sit on that until that starts to go away. Little stretch. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to rotate her head to the opposite direction, so we're shortening the scalenes. And I'm going to come in at the lamina groove. The lamina groove is between the spinous processes and the TVPs. You'll often be able to feel the TVPs when doing this. Doing okay?
Yeah.
You'll often be able to feel the TVPs when doing this, and they could feel like a trigger point, or they'll often feel like soft little rocks. And you want to be careful of lymph nodes in this area as well. You can run into the cervical lymph nodes. How's that feeling?
Better.
Better? Okay. And I like to just do circular frictions along here. And if it's really tight and ropey, it's usually the scalenes with a little bit of levator scapula. Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how's that spot there?
grumpy.
Grumpy. Trigger point.
Mm-hmm. In my ear.
All right, we're just going to sit with this until the pain goes away.
Better.
Better, okay. Do a nice little stretch. Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So now I'm picking up the back of her head, shortening the scalenes, and then shortening that anterior scalene. Just rest your head as much as you can. And just still frictioning along that lamina groove. Is that feeling a little better?
Mm-hmm.
A little tender there?
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a good spot right about here. How's that feel there?
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll her head over until the neck goes on top of my thumb. How's that feel?
Good.
And I'm just using some cross fiber friction. I'm not moving too much. So I'm basically pinning the muscle here and frictioning over the muscle. I'm not strumming over the muscle, just light friction. And I'm just gonna move on down that lamina groove. How's that feeling?
Good. It shoots a trigger point up to
Right there?
right there.
Okay. You also want to be careful when you're doing trigger points in the scalenes that they don't feel numbness or tingling down their arm, because this is the area where the brachial plexus leaves the cervical spine. How's that feel? And come back down here, see how that feels. So I'm going to do a pin stretch. Too much?
A little.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Is that
you.
better? There we go. And then you can add to that stretch by turning to the same side. How's that feel?
It's okay.
All right. Now I'm gonna pin this spot here. And then I'm gonna have you turn your nose over your left shoulder. And back to center. And then over the right shoulder. And back to center. And we'll stretch that again. How's that feel?
Better.
Okay. All right. And then I'll have you kind of look side to side, see if you feel a difference.
My right side feels very tight compared to my left now.
All right. And now I'm going to go do her right side.